Have you ever noticed a subtle change in your body odor as the years have gone by? It might be something you've wondered about quietly, perhaps even hesitated to mention. Rest assured, you're not alone. This is a topic that touches so many of us, yet it often goes unspoken. Today, we're going to explore this together, not with judgment or worry, but with kindness and understanding. You see, as we grow older, our bodies go through countless changes. Hormones, skin texture, and even how our bodies process sweat and oils evolve with time. Sometimes these changes bring about new challenges, like an odor that feels unfamiliar or stubborn to manage. But here's the good news. There's a simple and gentle solution, and it all starts with understanding why this happens. Let me introduce you to Irene. She's a retired school teacher with a passion for gardening. Every Wednesday, Irene meets her friends at the local community center for their gardening club. It's her favorite day of the week, a chance to share tips, enjoy nature, and catch up with friends. But a few months ago, Irene started to notice something. Even after her usual shower and spritz of perfume, she felt self-conscious about her body odor. At first, she thought, maybe I'm imagining things. But when Irene hugged her friend goodbye one afternoon, she caught a faint whiff of something that wasn't her garden roses. Irene felt embarrassed and puzzled. After all, she was meticulous about her hygiene. What Irene didn't know then, and what many of us might not realize, is that this is incredibly common. Our bodies naturally produce a compound called 2-non-enol as we age. It's a byproduct of fatty acid breakdown in the skin and is more noticeable in people over 50. This compound has a distinct, slightly musty odor that regular soap and water often don't completely wash away. But here's the part no one tells you. Tackling this isn't about scrubbing harder or using fancy products. In fact, overwashing or using harsh chemicals can sometimes make things worse by irritating the skin or stripping it of its natural oils. Instead, the key lies in addressing one specific spot on the body, a spot that many of us overlook in our daily routines. Before we get to the how, let's take a moment to reframe this challenge. Just like Irene discovered, this isn't about anything you're doing wrong. It's about learning how our bodies work and finding solutions that respect and care for them. When we think about staying fresh and clean, most of us focus on the usual areas, underarms, feet, and sometimes even our clothing. But there's one part of the body that often goes unnoticed, even in the most thorough hygiene routines. Can you guess what it is? It's the back of the neck and behind the ears. This area is a bit of a hidden culprit when it comes to unpleasant odors, especially as we age. Let me explain why. The back of the neck and behind the ears are home to sebaceous glands, which produce natural oils to keep our skin healthy. These glands work hard to protect and moisturize, but they can also trap dirt, sweat, and the compound 2-non-enol we mentioned earlier. Over time, this buildup can create a subtle but persistent odor. And because these areas are often out of sight, they might not get the attention they need during our regular bathing routine. Let's revisit Irene for a moment. After learning about this overlooked spot, she decided to make one small change. During her next shower, she took a soft washcloth and gently cleansed the back of her neck and behind her ears using warm water and a mild, fragrance-free soap. Irene was careful not to scrub too hard, just a gentle cleanse to remove the buildup. At first, she didn't think much of it, but by the end of the week, she noticed a difference. That faint odor she'd been so self-conscious about had all but disappeared. When her friend hugged her at the next gardening club meeting, Irene felt a surge of confidence she hadn't experienced in months. The beauty of this solution is its simplicity. You don't need expensive products or complicated routines. All it takes is a mindful moment during your bath or shower to pay a little extra attention to these areas. But why stop there? For those who prefer a more natural approach, a gentle exfoliation once a week with a soft loofah or even a homemade oatmeal scrub can work wonders. This helps remove dead skin cells and keeps the area clean and fresh without irritation. It's also important to think about what we're putting on our skin afterward. Heavy perfumes or overly perfumed lotions can sometimes mix with natural body oils in unexpected ways, so opting for light, unscented products is usually a better choice. And here's the best part. This small act of self-care doesn't just improve how you feel physically. It can boost your confidence and emotional well-being too. Feeling fresh and comfortable in your own skin can make every hug, every conversation, and every moment spent with loved ones feel that much more enjoyable. While personal hygiene plays a significant role, what we wear can also impact how fresh we feel throughout the day. The fabrics and styles of clothing we choose can either help or hinder our efforts to stay comfortable and odor-free. Let's think about fabrics for a moment. Natural fibers like cotton, bamboo, and linen are breathable, which means they allow air to circulate around the body. This can prevent excessive sweating and reduce the buildup of moisture that can contribute to odor. On the other hand, synthetic materials like polyester or nylon can trap heat and sweat against the skin, creating an ideal environment for bacteria to thrive. Take Paul, for instance. Paul is a retired mechanic who enjoys staying active by going on long walks every morning. He used to wear his trusty nylon jacket during his walks, thinking it was practical because it kept him warm. But by the time he got home, Paul often felt uncomfortably sweaty and noticed that his clothes retained an odor even after washing. A friend suggested he switch to a lightweight cotton jacket instead. Paul was skeptical at first, but after a week of trying it out, he couldn't believe the difference. His walks felt more comfortable, and he no longer worried about lingering odors in his clothes. It was a simple change that made a big impact. Now let's talk about fit. Looser clothing allows for better airflow around the body, which helps regulate temperature and keeps you feeling fresher for longer. Tight-fitting garments, especially in areas prone to sweating like the underarms or lower back, can trap moisture and cause discomfort. Here's another important tip: pay attention to layers. In cooler weather, layering with breathable fabrics can help you stay warm without overheating. For instance, a cotton undershirt beneath a sweater can wick away sweat and act as a barrier between your skin and heavier outer layers. And of course, we can't forget about proper laundry care. It might surprise you to know that certain odors can linger in fabrics even after they've been washed. This is especially true for synthetic fabrics. To combat this, adding a cup of white vinegar or baking soda to your wash cycle can help neutralize odors naturally. For particularly stubborn smells, soaking garments in a mixture of water and vinegar before washing can be incredibly effective. Lastly, consider the importance of fresh undergarments and socks. Changing these daily, even if outer clothes still feel clean, can make a world of difference. Our undergarments are closest to our skin, and keeping them fresh ensures we stay comfortable and confident. By being mindful of the fabrics we wear, the way we layer, and how we care for our clothes, we can create an environment that supports freshness and comfort. Remember, these aren't just practical changes. They're acts of kindness toward ourselves, ensuring that we feel good in our own skin every single day. What we eat plays a surprisingly significant role in how our bodies smell. While we often think of diet in terms of overall health or energy, it's also closely tied to how our bodies process and emit odors. By making a few thoughtful adjustments to our nutrition, we can support a fresher, healthier body from the inside out. Let's consider Janet, a retired librarian who loves her tea and biscuits. Janet had always prided herself on eating a balanced diet, but she noticed a slight change in her body odor after starting a new habit of indulging in rich, spicy foods during her book club meetings. While the meals were delicious, she couldn't help but wonder if her dietary choices were playing a role in this new challenge. And she was right. Foods with strong odors, like garlic, onions, and certain spices, can linger in the body long after they're digested. These compounds are absorbed into the bloodstream, where they can be released through sweat and even breath. For some people, the effect is more pronounced, particularly if the foods are eaten frequently or in large amounts. But it's not just about avoiding certain foods. Supporting your body with fresh, whole ingredients can make a tremendous difference. Here are a few gentle adjustments that can help promote a fresher you. Hydration is key. Drinking plenty of water helps flush out toxins and keeps the body running smoothly. Staying hydrated reduces the concentration of odor-causing compounds in your sweat, making your body's natural scent more subtle and pleasant. Incorporate green foods. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and parsley are not only packed with nutrients, but also contain natural deodorizing properties. These foods help neutralize odors from within and promote overall health. Opt for probiotics. Foods like yogurt, kefir, and fermented vegetables support a healthy gut. When your digestive system is in balance, it's less likely to produce odors caused by incomplete digestion or imbalances in gut bacteria. Limit processed foods and sugar. Processed foods and excessive sugar can feed the bacteria in your gut that contribute to unpleasant odors. By choosing whole, minimally processed foods, you're not only improving your health, but also reducing the likelihood of body odor. Citrus fruits for freshness. Adding oranges, lemons, or grapefruits to your diet can have a natural cleansing effect. These fruits are rich in antioxidants and help promote a fresher scent by reducing toxins in the body. After learning about these tips, Janet made a few small changes to her diet. She swapped her sugary biscuits for fresh fruit during her book club meetings and added a glass of water with lemon to her morning routine. Over time, Janet noticed that her body odor became less noticeable and she felt more comfortable and confident in social settings. The beauty of these changes is that they're not restrictive or difficult to follow. They're about embracing nourishing, enjoyable foods that make you feel your best. Just like Janet discovered, these subtle shifts can help you radiate freshness from within. Did you know that stress can directly affect body odor? When we're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, our bodies respond by releasing stress hormones, which can activate a specific type of sweat gland called apocrine glands. These glands are most concentrated in areas like the underarms and the groin, and the sweat they produce is thicker and richer in proteins than regular sweat. When mixed with bacteria on the skin, this sweat can lead to a stronger, more noticeable odor. Let's talk about Alice, a retired nurse who always had a calm demeanor during her working years. But after retiring, Alice found herself juggling new responsibilities, helping her grandchildren, managing household tasks, and staying on top of her health appointments. She noticed that during particularly hectic days, her body odor seemed more pronounced, even though her hygiene routine hadn't changed. Alice's experience is a reminder of how closely connected our emotions and physical bodies are. The more stressed we feel, the more likely we are to experience changes in how our body smells. So, what can we do about it? Let's explore some practical strategies to manage stress and support overall freshness. Practice deep breathing. Deep breathing exercises can help calm the nervous system and reduce the release of stress hormones. Alice started a simple habit of taking 5 deep breaths whenever she felt overwhelmed. Over time, she found it not only helped her mood, but also reduce the intensity of stress. Sweating. Incorporate gentle movement. Activities like yoga, tai chi, or even a leisurely walk can help release tension and promote relaxation. These exercises also improve circulation, which can assist the body in processing and eliminating toxins more effectively. Create a relaxation ritual. Whether it's enjoying a cup of herbal tea, listening to calming music, or spending a few quiet moments in the garden, having a go-to activity for relaxation can make a big difference. Alice started ending her day with a warm lavender-scented bath, which helped her unwind and sleep better. Stay socially connected. Engaging with loved ones or participating in community activities can lift your mood and reduce feelings of isolation, which are common stress triggers. Alice began attending a weekly knitting circle where she could share laughs and stories with others, a simple joy that did wonders for her emotional well-being. Focus on gratitude. Taking a few moments each day to reflect on what you're grateful for can shift your perspective and reduce stress. Alice kept a small notebook by her bedside and wrote down 3 things she was thankful for each night. By incorporating these habits, Alice noticed not only a reduction in her stress, but also an improvement in her body odor. Her confidence returned and she began to embrace her daily routine with a renewed sense of calm and balance. Stress is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control how we feel or how our bodies respond. With a few gentle, mindful adjustments, we can create a sense of peace that radiates from within, helping us feel and smell fresh in every sense of the word. As we've explored today, body odor is a natural part of life, especially as we grow older, but it's also something we can manage with small, thoughtful changes that nurture our bodies and boost our confidence. Let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've learned and how it all ties together. First, we discovered the importance of addressing overlooked spots like the back of the neck and behind the ears, areas that often contribute to persistent odors. A gentle, mindful approach to cleansing these areas can make a noticeable difference. Then, we explored the role of fabrics and clothing choices, how natural, breathable materials and proper laundry care can support freshness throughout the day. We also delved into nutrition, understanding how what we eat influences not only our overall health, but also how we smell. Simple changes like staying hydrated, adding greens and citrus to our diet, and limiting processed foods can have a profound impact. Next, we acknowledged how stress affects our bodies, including how it can influence odor. By embracing stress management techniques like deep breathing, gentle movement, and staying socially connected, we can support both our emotional and physical well-being. Finally, let's bring all of this together with a mindset of self-care and compassion. Think about Irene, Paul, Janet, Alice, and even yourself. Each of these stories reminds us that feeling fresh and confident isn't about perfection or meeting some external standard. It's about understanding and caring for our bodies in a way that aligns with our unique needs. It's about listening to the signals our bodies give us and responding with love and patience, encouragement, and call to action. So here's my invitation to you. Take a moment today to check in with yourself. Maybe it's adding an extra minute to your shower routine to gently cleanse those overlooked spots. Maybe it's choosing a lightweight cotton shirt for your next outing. Or perhaps it's simply taking a deep breath and appreciating all the ways your body carries you through life. Self-care is a journey, and it's never too late to make a positive change. Each small step you take brings you closer to a life of comfort, confidence, and well-being. Remember, my friends, you deserve to feel good in your own skin, today, tomorrow, and always. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to share this video with someone who might need a little encouragement. Let's continue supporting one another as we navigate the joys and challenges of life together. Until next time, take care of yourself and stay beautifully, wonderfully you. We at the Elder Voice are here to remind you that aging isn't about slowing down. It's about embracing every chapter of life with grace, wisdom, and the deep understanding that your time is precious. Remember, the greatest treasures in life are often the simplest: the bonds we share, the kindness we show, and the memories we make. Let's continue to walk this journey together, one cherished moment at a time. Thank you for being here with me today and for being a part of this growing community where we honor the beauty of life at every stage. Until we meet again, take care, love deeply, and never stop creating your legacy.